guys, welcome back to Divine Destiny. It is February 1st, so happy February. We're going to be doing a pick card today, and it's actually a suggestion from someone, so thank you for that. It's going to be a career reading. I'm actually really happy I got to do this reading because I never get to use this deck, and I had just been thinking the other day about it. Like, I never get to use this deck. And now I have a reason to use it. So thank you. Basically, it's going to be, I have some career cards, and then the cards after that are just going to be either describing the type of job more in depth or just like kind of what you're suited for. All right, so I'm going to leave this up for a few seconds so you guys can like pick your cards. You can be drawn to one, you can be drawn to two, three, it doesn't matter. You know, if you resonate with all of them, then that's fine. Just clear your head, take a few deep breaths, pick a card or a couple, and we'll get started. All right? All right. Good luck. Welcome, pile number one. All right, so if you chose this pile, you chose this pretty white and black feather. Okay, we're going to get started. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, right off the bat, we have children. It involves helping, teaching, and healing children. You know, this could be teaching as like a literal just teacher. You could be working maybe in therapy of some kind for children. There's animals. It might actually be like animal therapy. Some kind of animal therapy, or maybe you will have animals, or you should. Like, this isn't like something you have to do. Like, these are just probably suggestions, you know. Maybe if like it looks like you have like a lot of animals. You know, almost, I guess, like a sanctuary. 44, yeah. There's a sanctuary. So it's some kind of like place where a lot of animals live. And I feel like maybe you partner something with maybe a school or some kind of, I don't know what, like just kids with disabilities, kids with maybe emotional things going on. That's kind of what I'm getting here. Huh. Yeah, this definitely could be something that is not just about children. I feel like whatever, you know, it is like your ultimate kind of life purpose career. I feel like this is just like a fraction of it. Like, there's so many more aspects that come off this. Like, this isn't the single thing that goes on. You know, like this seems like something that came later. You know, like maybe something you branched out into after everything else had been established. But you definitely, you know, eventually would like to branch out, I think, to work with children. Or it might just somehow involve that, make its way to be doing that. Ooh, so right off, I already like you a lot. Like a lot. So far, like we get along swimmingly. It's environmentalist. Okay. You're an earth angel who was born to protect, nurture, and teach about nature and the animals. So again, more animals. I love animals, and you know, I know what I'm going to be doing will involve animals. So that's really cool. You're definitely someone who likes to be in nature, likes to spend time there. And I think it's, you know, I don't want to say like anxiety, but like I think the openness of like nature and outside helps you in a way. It's I don't know, like comforting that you have so much just expansive space. Just not that you don't have a part, and I think you really do, that is very opposite that, like, you know, a part of you that really likes to be like comfy, cozy, somewhere safe, you know, but like there's a time for that for you. You know, this is something that it really doesn't matter when. You know, I think you really love being in nature. So again, like going back to having like a sanctuary or some kind of maybe animal rehab or just like a shelter or some kind of something. Maybe you just you what do they call that, rehab or sponsor a dog or something, or dogs from the pound so they don't get put to sleep. You just let them live at your house and work with children. Like there's so many ways to do that, but most of that would be outside. For like the sanctuary is not totally outside, but you'd have to be outside tending to it, working on it. So that would be something good because you're in an environment that you already like. You know, I think to you, like, if you have to work in a cubicle, like, no, just no. Like, it's not going to happen. Like, there's not even to think about it because it's just, it'll never happen, ever. For you, that would be out of the question. You definitely feel very strongly about, you know, things that are happening on the earth. I think you're very in tune with, you know, energies. I think you can pick up certain energies, places, and I think you're drawn to certain places because of those energies that you can feel there. It's almost like you have like, you like to have you like to, God, yours like split in half as me. You seem to like to have a lot of like different places to go, but you still like to have comfort of a feeling that's comforting to you. Like you have to, it has to be a familiar feeling, but you want it to be somewhere new. So it's kind of like, it's like lighting a fire to throw water on it. You know what I mean? Like you want it to be all around and you want to be in like all these different types of, you know, nature things, but you're really drawn to certain places, and it's because you vibe with them. Like you really, they resonate with you for whatever reason. So you like to be there. And like, even though you say you like to go you probably like to go all over the place, you know, you're always probably going to migrate back to certain areas. I feel like you're somebody who really can have a voice for nature, for animals. Maybe you're a vegan or vegetarian. You know, maybe you really care about animals that way. I think you kind of feel like it is, you know, almost a responsibility in a way to protect and nurture animals in nature. Like you just kind of feel drawn to naturally want to stick up for them. I have this feeling that you do kind of, and I'm like this too, going for the underdog. Super Bowl's coming up, so that's what I always go with. Whoever people don't think is going to win. So I think that you really do kind of have that role in you. And it ties in so beautifully with children. Because these are both settings that can be put together, you know. Ooh, very cool. Builder. I believe that's, I believe it's 33 is Master Builder. I'm pretty sure. So if that's something that resonates with you, 33, I don't know if you see that or 33. Right. You're definitely someone who has purpose. You know, this isn't, you really want something that is going to be not only satisfying in a, you know, an earthly, you know, physical, like financial kind of way. You really want something on a soul level that's going to be fulfilling the reason you came here. You know, so you're going to want to kind of build and create something that really isn't, like, there's really no, like, you can't go to college for it. You know what I mean? Like, this is something that's going to have so many different areas and offshoots from it that you're kind of building your own little empire. And you like that. You love to build things, you know, especially from nothing, which I think is like, that's amazing. You know, taking nothing and turn it into something. That's alchemy. And you feel very, very proud, but not in like a cocky, you know, like, oh, look at all the stuff I can build. Like, you're not like a douchebag about it. You're just, you know that, you know, you have accomplished more than a lot of people. And that's wonderful. You should be proud of yourself. I'm proud of you. Even in the background of this builder, if you look back here, there's, oh, over here. Here we are. There's a, like, what looks like a younger kid. You know, and it's more than one person in this picture. So that kind of leads me to believe that this is going to be with someone, like tied to, maybe like a, I don't know, like a partnering, like it's some kind of a partnering. Maybe it's the, you know, the children, you know, and your sanctuary, or I don't even know what you want to call it, farm, or I don't know. 555. There's, I don't know if that's important. 555. But you definitely, this isn't something you're doing alone. Definitely not. And like, I think that even like behind the scenes, like on this end, like this is partnering with something, but even on this side, like it's with someone. I want to see, how many, let's see, hold on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you had gotten an extra card, actually. There's 5 here. Usually I pulled 4 for all of them, and you guys got 5. So whatever it is that you're cooking up here, it's going to be infinitely abundant. Okay? It says, you're fully supported as you devote yourself to this divine life purpose. You know, whatever this is that you're starting to build or even had maybe an idea to build, putting all these different aspects together in the way that you're going to do it, I think is going to be very abundant. And it's not going to just be abundant in like money, like it will, but it's going to fulfill you more on a like a soul life purpose kind of a like, this is why I came back here. I know this is why I'm back here, just to do this, to spend my time like this. Like she has like everything, you know, she could really want. Like it's packed with fruits. I love fruit. You know, there's butterflies. It's sunny. Her hair looks amazing. Like she's having a great time. She's got flowers on her head. Like I could sit somewhere and chill like that. Exactly like that. Whatever this is, it really is something that is just abundant in every area of your life. Like if this was like a tarot card, a regular tarot card, it would be like the King of Pentacles. Just abundant in every single area of their life. Warm. Feel good. Oh, very cool. Again, we would get along. Like, I will come live with you. Okay? Just let me know if you need like an oracle or something. I'll come live there with the children and the animals. And we can write and read books together. It's perfect. It says you connect to your life purpose through your involvement with books. So maybe you wanted to write a book. Maybe you have written a book. You might have at least thought about it. You've at least given it a lot of thought. I know that. But maybe you want to, you know, maybe you have and you want to do another one. I think, you know, a lot of the books though that you're trying to put out, you have put out, I think they have a lot to do with and it might not always be as cut and dry as life experiences, but I think if you really decoded everything that went on inside them, you could probably connect them back to things you've experienced, lessons you've learned. I think there's really probably a lot of hidden wisdom in whatever it is that you're writing, which are, you know, some of my favorite books to read. So send me a copy, I'll read it. I also collect books. I have a lot of things that I collect. Very cool. All right, we're gonna move on to just the so these are like your top options, and the cool thing about all these is you could really tie them all together. You know, it's not like you have to go in like two different, you know, places where you really have to make some sort of conscious decision on which route to go. Oof. Ow. Sometimes I get like these sharp sounds in my ears. Anyway, damn it. Oh, you can tie them all together pretty well, you know, because even all this, and then you can write a book about it or about your experiences, because that's what you kind of use those things for. It's almost like a platform. All right, so your more descriptor cards, these are more like what you're probably pretty drawn to do. So, like, but for what reason? Like, you got Queen of Air and Magician. Okay, so these are like why this would work. All right, Queen of Air is Queen of Swords in the regular tarot. independent, very logical, but she's very seasoned. She's somebody who has been around. She knows things from experience. You know, she's not just, you know, a book person. She has experienced quite a bit, you know. She's able to make decisions very objectively in a way that kind of covers every area. So it's really kind of a uniform decision. There's somebody who, and you're able to make them fairly quick. Like what most people might wrestle with and be like, whoa, I gotta make this. Like you're able to almost, I don't want to say pull emotion out, because that's like, you don't like totally get out of emotion. You're very able to rise above situations to look at things from a very truthful point of view. You know, it's almost like being a bird, you know, and looking down and being able to watch it from a different aspect. So you're able to like kind of do these scenarios in your head and kind of see how everything's going to play out, which makes it very easy for you to make a decision. You are you're a good talker. You definitely know the art of rhetoric. So that's great. I'm a pretty good talker myself. So we'd get along. The Queen of Swords is also really good at, you know, once something's like, it's done, like something's done, there's no growth, there's no, I don't want to say benefit, like they do things, you know, in like a shallow or self-serving manner, but I mean, they're not about wasting time. You know, you're really not about putting time and effort into something that you already know, because you already know how it's going to end. So you're very good at being like, boop, and it's done. Like it's gone. It's out of here. Sorry. But at the same time, I really think that you're able to really have a lighthearted look about things, because you've lived through a lot. So things that happen, I think, really don't seem as bad to you. So you're able to kind of go into this, and I do this, like I like to, you know, use humor and make jokes and stuff. And I think it helps, because it keeps things lighthearted. You know, I really think you understand, you know, that there's no reason to take this too seriously, because no one gets out alive. You know, it's not something you really need to go off the deep end over. Things can always be worse, and I think you really know that firsthand. And the Magician. Magician is absolutely wonderful. He's an alchemist. He can take any situation, anything, and make it better. He can make it 100 times better than it was before. And it'll be completely on his own. It'll be completely to his specifications. It'll be, you know, exactly what they envisioned, but the ability to manifest is, like, I hope that you're aware of this. Because if you're not, you need to be, because you definitely have it in you. You have everything you could possibly need to manifest an incredibly wonderful future. And I think you know that. You know, I think that you're somebody who has kind of dabbled in a lot of areas, spiritually, metaphysically, the occult. Maybe you're a Crowley fan. I am. I love him. Aleister Crowley. He was, I would like to hang out with him. I think he would have been a hoot. But you definitely, I mean, you know, I think you really do know about a lot of stuff. Like even ritual stuff. Heavy stuff. You have, and this ability, while I think you were born with it, I do think that it's been, I don't want to say tweaked, but almost like cultivated, maybe is a better word, from having to live so many different experiences. Like, I think in a way, like what most people might squeeze into an entire lifetime, where am I? There I am. Squeezing into an entire lifetime. I think you've managed to so far do all those things in a very compressed amount of time. Or you've had to live certain things that most people don't have to deal with. You've lived that, and you're not very old. You know what I mean? Like, but these have all become tools for you. Like, these are really things that you can benefit from, and that's the reason you went through them. So if you're not, like, I think you are, but if you're not aware of the ability to manifest, you really, please start looking into that. Because you have, I mean, you have the tools, you have the kind of personality and characteristics of someone who would make a very good, well, a builder, just somebody who can make something out of nothing. It's a beautiful, beautiful quality. All right, so next we have things that are going to kind of guide you in the direction that you're going. And it's really two great cards. We got Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is my collaboration card. It's working with people. It's working together. So yes, I like I said earlier, I really do think that this is something that while you may partner, you know, with a lot of people, or you may kind of join up with a lot of people throughout whatever this is, there's going to be a select group of people that seem to always be with you within this whole thing. So it's very much a team effort, you know. You work really, really hard for whatever it is you want. And it's almost like I can, like, like you're relentless. Like being chased by like a, what are those? Like a junkyard dog or something. Yeah. Like it's maybe not like vicious, but like that's your determination. And if that's the kind of determination and the go get 'em and the, you know, just, then you need to start doing this shit, because you definitely will be able to do it. It really is wow. Like you have so much energy in you. And it's like expectant, like it makes me want to shake a little bit. Like you really have amazing, powerful energy, and it's like incredible. All right, next one, we got the Hermit. So what's really going to help you along your way here, and something that may already help if you do it, is meditation. You know, we need to be able to spend quiet time, as much time as possible, going within, kind of lighting our own way. You know, it's nice to, you know, have the signs and the symbols and, like, you know, everything that pops up, the synchronicities, and that's great, you know, but we still need to be kind of lighting our own path. And it's good to check in every once in a while just to make sure you're still on that path. I feel like this is something that you do. I think it's something that you probably do outside. You do this a lot outside. I just feel like there's movement. You know, like it doesn't feel like, while I think you can do this inside, meditate and all that, like maybe you don't even realize you're doing it outside. I don't know, but outside is when you seem to communicate the best with yourself. It's almost like have you ever gone into, like, when I had a tin roof put on my house, a metal roof, and like when you would go like to make a phone call, you couldn't because of the roof. So it's like, that's what I feel. I feel like when you're inside places, especially when you're trying to be like this, I feel like it really is, it's almost like a dropped call in a lot of ways. Like, you can do it, but it's not going to be as clear. It's not going to be as understood, I think, as when you're outside. Being outside for you really opens that that gate in your brain, I think, to connect with yourself. For how old you are, you're very smart. I'm going to do one more card. This is the healing card. This is kind of like what is, I don't want to say what is needed, but, you know, healing whatever we need to know here. And you got manifestation. So I think it's perfect for the type of person that you are, that you got this, because it's basically saying to me, it's already happening. So, like, because you probably already know you want this, because, you know, or if when you decide you want this, when you decide to finally, you know, take that step, that'll, you know, kind of get the ball rolling on this whole thing. Because once it starts and you really start going, your determination will get you to here. Definitely. Definitely, definitely. I don't think there's a whole lot of things, if anything. I don't think there's anything that could stop you once you make your mind up. You're definitely good at talking. It's almost, I don't want to say, because it, you know, it's a really, it's not like a, I don't want to say manipulative, because you're not manipulative. It's your, I think you know how people work, and I think you know, like, you know how they have like in grocery stores, they have like departments dedicated to like figuring out what to price something so people want to buy it, where to place things so people want to buy it. Like, I think that you kind of, and it might be from experience just having to deal with so many different types of people, that you know about. You almost like know how they're going to act before they do it. Ugh, my throat is like, I don't know, just got like really weird. So either that really resonated with somebody or I don't know, spontaneous strep throat? Maybe? Could be. All right. So there you go. I hope this was a really good reading for you. You sound like a really wonderful person. When you get that book published, send it to me. I would love to read it. And, you know, if you have room on your little happy farm, I would love to come live there with you. So, you know, I don't take up much room. I'm actually really small. I'm pretty tiny. So I could fit. All right. Have a good one. I'm going to get set up to do number 2. Bye. Hey, pile number 2. All right. So I hope you guys are all settled in and ready to see the possibilities of your career. If you pick this one, then you pick this really adorable, cute little gray feather. Isn't that cute? I find feathers all the time. Ugh, there's an alarm going off out there. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. There's an alarm going off. I find feathers like all the time. Probably more than I even find heart rocks. And I love finding feathers because, you know, I've worked out almost like a system with, you know, my spiritual team, I guess you could say. Like, this is like confirmation for me. Like, if I absolutely need a yes, I'll find a feather. So, you know, I've kind of, and I don't know why I'm telling you this. Maybe you need to know that you can do this. I don't know how often you do this, or maybe this is something you already do. Maybe this is, you know, you already ask for signs. Maybe you're somebody who does that. Universe, give me a sign. Universe, send me, you know, a feather. Send me this, send me that. You know, just so you know how I think maybe connected you are to things, if that's the reason you do it. Anyway, not sure why I went into all that, but that happened. So we're gonna move on. All right. So, all right, get ready. I'm already like excited. Like whoever you're like excited. That's great. Jeez. Okay. Wow, you'd get along with stack number 1 person. That's for sure. All right, so right away, we got family. Loving your friends and family is central to your life purpose. So this is something that I think is an integral part of whatever it is you're trying to do. Like whatever career, whatever field, I don't even know if it could be called a field that you're going into or would like to go into. I don't know if there is like even a market for what you're wanting. But whatever it is, I think it's something that really has to include or have room for your loved ones, significant other, children. Like it's really something that you want to share with people close to you. This is something that you've really created from the ground up. Wow, my heart is going. Okay, you have created from the ground up, and it's something that you don't want to separate from. You want to have like a lifestyle, not a career, and that includes having your family. Wow, my heart is going. Wow. So, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what the hell. So family is very important to you. Close connections are very important to you. You might not have a lot of like friends, you know, acquaintances, you know, people that, you know, you just kind of always hang out with just to have someone to hang out with. You are very selective with who you let into your life. And I think that's because you are so, in a way, family oriented. You do have, you know, a part of you that finds the sacredness in a family unit, in a relationship, in, you know, sharing those moments with other people that you love. That's important to you, which I love. I think that's so sweet. You sound like a doll. This is definitely something that I think you've even given thought to. I think you've maybe thought about other jobs too, and you've thought, well, this would give me more time with, you know, if I had a family or if I had, you know, a significant other. I think you're, you know, whether it seems like it or not, whether you like to admit it or not, I do think that you are very considerate of the other people in your small circle. You're very willing to see how it would affect everyone around you. You're definitely not somebody who's gonna like just do something for the hell of it and, you know, oh well, how everyone else takes it. You know, you're what is the best for everyone, what is the best for you. How can everyone be completely satisfied? 100%. And you're good at it. You're more than capable of doing it. You really have a wonderful parent quality about you. I do think, though, that when you when you have kids, if you do have kids, that you might even be, though, like, for how like gentle and sensitive and just sweet you are. Like, I do think that once the answer is no, like, it's a no. It's like a hard no. Like, there's not going to be, like, they're going to know, oh, I can't go to that parent. They're going to try to play that because they're going to know right off the bat they're not getting anywhere with you. So I think you're able to kind of make decisions and stick to them if it's for the good of everything. Wonderful. All right. Ooh. Options. So you have a whole bunch of different things that you honestly could do with yourself. I do think that like for long-term success, your personality would do good with something that you can kind of incorporate not personal life into, but definitely that inner circle of your life too. Because it's such a big part of your life, and you really, I don't think, want to be the kind of person to dedicate, you know, so much time that you have to a company, to a corporation, to, especially one that isn't yours. You know, you're not one to sit in a cubicle. You're not one to want to just do your time, go home with as, you know, whatever kind of minutes you can get, eat dinner, go to sleep, wake up. Like, that's not what you want. You know, you want something that it's like you just wake up and do things you want to do. And in the meantime, you have beautiful relationships to make lots of money. That's what it kind of feels like here. It feels like you're just going to roll out of bed, do what you feel like doing, just live in like a state of harmony and happiness and love, and you know, that's what you want. So I think whatever you need to do is gonna have to work around that. And there are options for that. I think that you are very, because of how determined you can be, because of how balanced you can be, I think that you do have a lot of options in which way you go. I think you're the kind of person that really could pick anything, and kind of run with it, kind of become you know, a professional in that field if it's something you want. I don't think that traditional kind of careers or, you know, those kind of things, like, I really don't think they work for you. You know, you're probably not going to find, and you might have tried, maybe you are trying now, or you did try in the past to fit into that 9 to 5, you know, weekends off with the family, you eat dinner every night, go to sleep, wake up the next morning, do everything all over again, kind of, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work for you. You don't like it. I agree with you. It's boring. It's like monotonous, you know, it's just like, ugh, like Groundhog's Day, you know, over and over and over again. So I get where you're coming from. But you do have a lot of options because of your demeanor, because of experiences you've accumulated over the years. So many, I feel like while you don't like establishment, you know, you don't like to be working for the man, I think you have worked for the man quite a bit in a lot of different ways, and which is why you know you don't like working for the man. But all these things are really great because every area that you've worked in, you're going to find that it all kind of comes together with whatever this is that you want to be doing. It's really, like, it's really important, I think. They're saying it's really important that you know that everything you've had to do and everything is being stressed. Everything you've had to do will tie into what you're doing eventually. Like, there is nothing that you've done in any kind of past job or experience, like anything you can think of, it will be in direct relation to what your life purpose is. Because you are not coming here to get to know what, you know, you're going to be for a living. Like, you didn't come here to be like, oh, am I going to be a firefighter or maybe a rheumatologist? Like, that's not why you're here. You're here because you want purpose. You want life purpose. You want to know, you know, where you're going to, there goes my heart again. You want to know where you're going to be the most fulfilled, and fulfilled on every level. Not just financially, not just, you know, like personal relationship wise, like everything needs to be what you came here for. I think you have maybe a deep knowledge of coming here for a specific reason, but the reason is because you want to do the things like. You are picking these experiences, you're wanting to do these things. There are reasons for it. All right, next card, you got creative expression. Your song longs to express itself creatively. God, I can't talk. So maybe you're an artist, maybe you're just someone who really appreciates art. I feel that if you're not an artist, you could be an artist. You're very, very creative. You are able to create from nothing. I got like warm all of a sudden there. It's weird because I'm like never warm. I'm usually freezing cold. You really do like to be an individual. I think you like to be different. You know, you are not somebody, while you don't like to be like completely like, you know, spotlight 100% all the time, I think if you like took 100 guys and lined them up, you would want to be the one guy that looked different. You know, that is very important to you. It's important to be different. I don't think living in the suburbs in a little cookie cutter house that looks exactly like your neighbor's house, just like you could have been made in a factory your entire life, you know. Let's print out some kids, let's print out a wife, let's print out a dog and a picket fence. Like, I think there's a part of you that needs that, but not in such a structured, traditional way. I think you need those kind of relationships in a different environment. You want the traditional wife, kids, or husband, kids, animals thing, but you don't want it, in some suburb, that's just not where you picture it. You do want it, but that's not where you picture it. And I think it needs to be somewhere where there's enough room for you to be creative, for you to express yourself, for you to have, like, almost, you're the kind of person that would, like, decorate the outside of their house a lot because they spend a lot of time there. I think I could really see you spending a lot of time working on the outside property, or just making things different on the property. And it's either because it's going to be utilized for something, like it's like a designated use for something, or an area that's going to be used for something, or it's so you have more room to accomplish something. You could be someone who really likes to maybe buy art, decorate with art. Which I love. And I like, we have like local artists and stuff here that like, almost like, I don't know if anyone's familiar with highwayman art. I love highwayman art. And that all started a long time ago. They would like set up along the highways and sell their art and stuff. And there's still a couple people. I got a beautiful picture from someone. This thing is last Christmas. It was last Christmas. And, I think it's important that you support local artists, and I just think it's really important. Not sure why I shared that, but the more you know, I guess. I don't know. So I think you definitely do like to support maybe local art, maybe people just starting, to get them going, to get them to help. You definitely need to be somewhere where you're able to, like, you wouldn't be able to live like somewhere where there's like a homeowners association where people are telling you what color you can have your house, telling you how tall your grass can be. Like, you would not do well there. You don't want people telling you how you're going to be living in your house. So you definitely need room. Okay. Go on to, all right, we got Four of Water and the Sun. Four of Water is the card where he's like sitting on like a little hill, and he's got a tree behind him, and he's kind of like got his arms crossed, and he's like looking at all his cups that he has, and there's like this really beautiful cup trying to be handed to him. And it's like on a cloud. It's like, you can tell it's like a divine fucking cup, and like it's something that most people would like immediately try to grab. They wouldn't be looking at the cups they got on the ground. They'd be looking at this floating cup on a cloud, I think. But this guy is just like, no, I don't see it. So I think you're somebody that when you have something in your head, when you and this can be a very good thing. And it can also be something that maybe has kind of not worked out so well for you in the past. Not really being aware of the opportunities when they present themselves to you. I think that there are times in your life that maybe you kind of had something else in mind, and then something else came along. And because you were so dead set on that other thing that you thought you wanted, you missed a really good opportunity. And I think that it's something you realize, is that you missed that opportunity. And it's because you weren't, open to the universe bringing you something incredible. You know, you were thinking about, I'm like getting like, it's something like, I feel like it's really, like you're really sad over it. So you've definitely missed opportunities. But they're saying that, I think that has taught you, you know, that you do need to ask yourself questions. You do need to be aware, not so attached to an outcome in a way that hinders growth for you. I think this was probably a really hard lesson to learn. You know, things aren't always presented to us in the package we anticipate. You know, sometimes, you know, your gift is wrapped differently than you would picture it. You know, I think it's a very good lesson to see, you know, no matter what something looks like, there could be such amazing potential and such possibilities attached to it that it's not self-serving to be so close-minded about things. You know, it's good to make your mind up and to stick with things, but when you're doing it in a way that's blocking other incredible things from coming into your life, it's not going to work out well for you. I do want to add, you know, anything that you have failed at, anything that you have missed, any opportunities, you know, these things were all necessary. Like nothing happens without reason. And it's really, it was to teach you something. And I really think you're probably on the lookout now for things. I don't know if you're really someone who tries to be open and almost like you try to let intuition guide you a little bit more in a way. You need to be somewhere where there's a lot of different things going on. I have a feeling like you could get kind of bored easy. Like, not that you can't, like when something interests you, I think you could do it all the time, 24/7, if you really like doing it. But when you're kind of like not into something, it's almost like, you know, the second you're not interested anymore, and like any second after that is just like torture. You're just like, oh, I gotta get out of here, you know. So I really think that you need something that's kind of, there's not that there's always something going on, but in a way there's things that break up your day, break up your routines. Things happen, you know. And if you have a family, trust me, you're going to be good, because there's never quiet when you have kids. They're always up to something, usually, you know. So if you need something to break up your day, have some kids. Or if you have kids already, you probably understand what that's like. There's also the Sun card here. Let's put that there. We also have the Sun card. The Sun card is absolutely beautiful. I love the Sun card. It's a card for Leo. Leo is ruled by the Sun, so it is just awesome outcome. Everything is just sunshiny, successful, confident. You are, I think that you know, once you decide and once you really go in a direction, that things will work out for you. I think that you know, and again, a hard lesson learned, you know that no matter like what comes along and like kind of levels your playing field, or like you see this guy, he's like, you can see it with like the glare. He's on like this, they're almost like bricks or like a wall, but it looks like it was kind of leveled, like in the tower card where there's the foundation and everything on top was like kind of pushed away. I feel like that has happened to you way more than one time, where things have just been like leveled. You know, everything that was there is just gone. And I think that through all of it, you've managed to grow. Like, if you can see, look at all the new growth from this broken ass down foundation he's standing on. And he's looking fly as hell. Look at him. He's looking even better than he was before, you know, he had the bulldozer come in and wipe everything out. You know, you are definitely someone who can come back a lot stronger. I see you being someone who likes to be very free, who likes to kind of be able to almost go just like a butterfly, just kind of like fly a little, you know, I'll be over here for a little bit and then I'll go over there for a little bit, and you know, maybe I'll sit here for a while, maybe I'll drink some water. You know, like you're very, like, I don't think you like to have things specifically weighing you down. Like, I feel like even having to be to a dentist appointment on time would be like, ugh. It's just, you know, too much of an establishment for you. I'm laughing because I agree. So just so you know, like, I get it. You know, I don't like having anyone tell me what time I need to be somewhere. I don't. You're definitely, you see the bright side. You seem to always see the bright side in things. You know, no matter how dark it is, you know that there's going to be a dawn. You know it. You know that sun's going to come back up and you'll be all right. You'll be stronger. All right. Yep. Look at that. There you are. The Fool. Doesn't mean you're foolish. It can, at times. Probably when you're in love. I feel like when you're in love, you could be a fool. You know, like, you, like, I think, like, you want to feel like, you want to, like, be, like, perceived as, like, somebody who's, like, not attached, and, you know, I like to roam the mountains, and, you know, do all sorts of things, and wear all this nice clothes, and look really good, but you're low-key at home writing poetry for them, you know, like, you love hard, and I think that's so sweet. You really have, like, what is that, troubadour? Like someone who goes around serenading. You could, I think that you really, once you're in love, I think that's kind of how life is to you. Like, you're just like, the sun is shining. Things are beautiful. Look at how light my heart is. I have no attachments. Everything's great. You know, when you're, I think, and that's going to be a good indication for you, when you're totally, like, and maybe that's like a reservation you have. I don't know if you haven't started a family, if that's like a reservation, is that you won't feel the freedom. I'm going to tell you, a good indication of love for you, a love that's going to work for you, is feeling, when you're in love with them, like, more free than you've ever felt. That's going to be a good indicator for you that that's probably your person. You know, they probably also have this pack light and take off kind of mentality, you know, but they'll also have that stay home and cuddle on the couch kind of vibe to them. Fool is very optimistic. The Fool is very passionate. The Fool is sometimes seen at the beginning, sometimes seen at the end. And what that signifies is you start off as the Fool, and then at the end of life, you die, and guess where you become again? You start somewhere over with a new life. You're a new Fool. You know, we're all fools when we start out, and we learn at the very end that we're still a fool. There's still so much we don't even know. You know, so it's a really good way to show us that we really, this is how we should be living life. You know, there's really no reason to take it serious in the way that it takes any excitement or happiness from us. And you don't want to. You might like hiking. You might really love hiking. I'll go hiking with you. Definitely like to be outside. All right, Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is, I love her. I really, a lot of people kind of give her, I think, a bum rap in a way. You know, they call her a bitch. They call her just, you know, razor-tongued, and I just don't, like a viper tongue. I just don't feel that. I feel like they think that because they're not as good as talking as her. Like, she's real good at talking, and people are just, like, kind of jealous that they can't talk as good as her. And she's, like, really good with, like, somebody might say something, but she's, like, ready to come back, like, and it'll shut you up. Like, you know, so maybe you really do have that gift where it's, like, you can kind of, people can talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, but you're so good at it, you really don't need to say much. And your people are kind of, like, shut down. You know, like, you can shut down people pretty easily. And you also, because you can see, I think you can see through people. I think you're really good at, oof, my heart again. What is going on? Ugh. That's crazy. I think you're really good at looking through the masks that people wear. I think you're a pretty good judge of not only character, but energy. Because a lot of people, you know, can put on a really good front, a really good mask, and people would believe them, but I don't think that can happen with you. I think you're able to be like, yeah, they seem like a really great person, but there's something underneath that I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's there. And I think that's probably a way that you really live your life. You judge things a lot by this. You know, by how you feel. You are very, I think, cups, very much cups energy. I don't know if you're Pisces or Cancer, Scorpio, you know, but a water, my heart's going again. Wow. If you're a water sign, I feel like you might be a water sign. If not, you could act or feel like one. Because you feel a lot. And not just yourself. I feel like you can feel other people, which I can do that too. So I understand that and all the things that come along with that. So I feel you. Literally. Right? Spiritual joke. I really do think that you can see through bullshit. I think that you can get to the truth of a situation pretty quick. And I think while you know that it can be difficult, it can be downright hurtful sometimes, I think you will always choose being honest over being nice. And I think that's a really great quality. I think that saves you time places. I think it allows you also to see who can, you know, I don't want to say put up with you, but like who can like hang with you, who can really like be honest with you, you know, because you're okay with, you know, being honest with somebody and someone being honest with you. You know, it goes both ways. You can take it, you can dish it out, But that's ultimately what you're looking for. You're looking for somebody else who, no matter how much they may like you, they're not going to kiss your ass. You know what I mean? They're going to tell you what you're doing. They're going to tell you how they feel. Like, if you're acting a certain way, they'll probably point it out to you. You know, those are the kind of people that you need to be around. People that kind of mirror you in a way. Because that's how you are. You are you're very honest. And that's a wonderful, wonderful way to be. Again, butterflies, cherub, you have that air quality, that freedom. You just, so much of you screams freedom. Like, whatever you do, I have to stress this, you have to be free. You have to have, I don't want to say like an escape plan, but like, you have to be able to take time away. Like, if you were to start a family, or if you have a family, you need to have time separate from that. You know, whether it's you and your spouse going somewhere for, you know, a vacation, like, you will have to have things that take you from that setting, not because you don't like being, you love being there. I just think that you have to have balance in all areas of your life, and you have to prioritize accordingly to what you feel you need at the time. So you really are going to need something that gives you that kind of freedom and leeway to move around. Ooh, ideas and inspiration. Beautiful card. Ideas and inspiration. If you haven't figured out what you want, you don't really need to worry about it. We always find things out when we need to. Sometimes it'll come up as an idea or an inspiration. You know, you'll hear something, people will say something, you'll be like, huh, it'll like really strike you, you know, and it's like, huh, I never thought about that, or that's a good idea. You know, those are going to be the kind of things that are going to lead you towards where you want to be. I think if you're ultimately able to kind of stay in your truth, stay in your life purpose, where you get to be creative, you get to be free, you get to have loved ones surrounding you, that will make you the happiest. You know, so just, if you need to do something, I think it has to be something where you're creating. You or definitely will be creating something. But options lets me know that it's not, that's not the end of it. Like, this, you are someone who will do so many different things. And that's why I said I really don't think there's like any one like genre for you. Like, you're just going to have to chisel out your own. You know, that saying, if you don't fit in, you came to make, if you don't fit in this world, you came to make a new one. That's you. You don't fit into the world that's already here, so you're making a new one. Very cool. You sound like an amazing person. You sound like you have an absolutely amazing future. Just listen to yourself. Listen to, you know, anything that comes your way. You know, if you find a feather, if you find something, pick it up and you know, say thank you for it, and accept whatever message is being delivered to you, you know, and you will always get that message, even if you don't get it right at the moment. You know, sometimes I'll pick these things up, I'll pick feathers up, or my rocks or whatever, and like, I won't automatically feel like a message or something, so I'll wait, and eventually it'll come to me later. So don't stress if it doesn't come right away. If you still don't know ultimately what you want, don't stress over it. Really, this is something that requires so much personal history and experience that this is going to be something that's created over time. Okay, so it's not like you can be like, this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to school for it tomorrow. That's not how this works for you. I'm sorry. This is something that is created over years, and it becomes its own entity because of what you are. So I really hope, I know that there wasn't like definite, like, you need to be an orator, you know, like it wasn't like a definite career. But I think it if you really listen really carefully, I think it does tell you a lot of things that you'd be really good at. You definitely be a great parent. I know that much. You have that wonderful quality about you. Just very warm. All right. I hope I was able to help. I'm going to start on the next one and I will get this all together. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye. Hey, welcome to stack number 3. This is the last stack that we're going to be doing today. And if you pick this one, then you pick this beautiful pure white feather. Isn't that pretty? I love this feather. It's so pretty. All right. I hope everyone is relaxed and excited about what is coming here. So let me just get everything aside. All right. Ready? I'm excited. Let's go. Let's see. You guys got 4. Leadership. So right away, you are someone who really needs to be calling the shots. You are not someone who really enjoys working for people. I don't think it's really necessarily a matter of an issue working with people, but I do think that you definitely don't really care to work for them. I don't know if it's because you feel you can, you just don't like being told what to do, or if it's, you feel that you could handle things better, you can make better decisions than many people. I think you almost feel like, do you see how they're putting like this crown on her? I feel that's kind of how you feel. Like you're almost, and it's not in like a cocky, I'm better than people, but I feel like you feel that you are just naturally a leader. You're naturally somebody that could command people. And that's, while it can be learned, it can be built upon, it can be worked towards. A lot of people who are like this are just born that way. They are really born with a certain quality about them that makes them appealing to people. People seem to respond very well to you being in charge too. I think that even like, and I always had this too, like even in school and doing different projects at work, and like I always seem to end up in charge of everything, and that's just my personality. That's, people tend to look towards me for whatever reason. And it's not because I'm better than anyone, it's just that's, I guess the energy that I have. So I can understand this. It's not from a perspective that's not nice, or you feel like you're better. You're not. You're just endowed with a certain quality that makes taking in the lead or taking charge a little bit more natural than having to fall back and do as you're told. I think you can be a key player with other people. Like you can definitely collaborate. You can work with people well. So I don't think it's a, you don't work well with people thing. I think you do. I just don't think that you care to be barked orders to. I think that you're very confident in the way you do things, in the way that you make decisions, in the way that, you're able to make quick decisions too. You're able to like very quickly, like come up with an alternative, come up with a solution instead of, looking at the problem and being like, oh, this is what's wrong. Like you're like, no, we're going to find a solution. We're not even going to focus on the problem. We're going to focus on how to change it into something that'll work for us. It's very much like an alchemy kind of mentality for you. You really can take any kind of situation, and once you take it on completely, it really becomes almost an extension of yourself. So you take it very seriously. which is why you're able to be a leader, because, you know, it becomes a part of you. You're able to make these decisions that really help you. Okay. So I think that is a really wonderful quality to have, because like no matter what, you really can survive. If you have good leadership, you can kind of do anything for yourself. You know, you don't have to follow people. You don't have to have someone telling you what to do. You can kind of carve your own path. Ooh, body work. I love this. This is actually something I'm very, very interested in, is energy healing. I love working with energies. I think it's so much fun, and it's so cool the way you can, you know, go into an energy field and transform it, actually move energy. I do it all the time on myself, on others. And once you start getting involved in that, it's really cool. But it's not just, you know, Reiki energy healing. It could be physical therapy. It could be exercise. It could be massage therapy. It could be yoga. It could be Pilates, or any kind of, you know, self-improvement that uses your body. Your body is really, not only is it a temple, but it's something that really is important to you. You, I think, understand the importance of a very healthy body. You know, it's important to have a healthy spiritual side. It's important to have healthy emotional, but you know, you do need to physically care for your body as well. We need to take care of ourselves. That's what we're eating, what we're thinking, what we're drinking, what we're, you know, looking at, what we're hearing. These are all things, you know, that affect you. I think you really could have, you know, you'll notice, like, for some of these, for those of you interested in energy healing, I can tell you, if you've ever noticed your hands get hot, or like, it seems out of nowhere, but you'll, you know, you get better at it. Like, you can feel almost like, I don't want to say balls of energy, but it's like compressed energy around, like you can feel it. And you might not know what it is, but I think, you know, for those of you that this is talking to, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about, because you'll have felt it. For those of you that don't know, you're probably not in that group. But you might be great with massage therapy. You could just like to be a physical therapist, you know, where you help people overcome handicaps or things like that. I think with your leadership quality, that if you combine these, that you could really have a very lucrative self-business. Like it could be something that is totally yours. It's, you know, you don't have to go to somebody's shop. You don't have to go to somebody's place to do these things. You can do them on your own. And you really have everything you need inside of you to do this. But I really have a feeling that you'd be very gifted in energy healing. Specifically, I'm getting, like, that's popping out to me, like, energy healing. So for a lot of you, or, you know, it's going to be energy healing. It doesn't have to be. Massage therapy, yeah. Reiki, you know, it's pretty cool once you learn how to, like, because you can add to energy, to chakras, or you can decrease and get that perfect balance. You know, you can take that energy and make an imprint. You can move it. You can, you know, it's really, well, there goes my heart again. It's really interesting, the things that you can do, especially working with twin flames. You know, you're the same thing, so you can, you know, line up and get them all healthy and in order and everything in line, and then you can, you know, take that and you can apply it to yourself, because healing them is healing yourself, and vice versa. So once you start kind of getting into that, if you're not already into it, some of you might actually already be into this. If you are, you're on the right track. Keep going. But for those of you who have not really really started diving into this, you're gonna really, I think, take to it, and it's something that you can do on your own. Ooh, look at this. We can do a collaboration. You have oracle cards, so tarot cards, oracle cards. You're able to discern answers for yourself and other people through the use of imagery and your senses. I love to tell people tarot is something anyone can do. Anyone. You know, I've let my daughter, you know, look at them to see what she can grasp from the images that she sees, you know, because it really is all about perspective. It's about being in touch with your intuition. Sometimes it's just a feeling, like, and for those of you who are trying to do this, it doesn't have to be exactly how someone else gathers their information. You know, one person might, you know, see things, one person might hear things. Maybe you have all of it. You know, I can pretty much do all of it, but I think everyone honestly can do all of it. I just think some people get more comfortable doing one specific area and they just focus on that, which is fine. If that's what you want to do, that's totally fine. But I really do, I want to stress that everyone has the ability to do all of it. It just matters on what you work towards. Mine is just kind of like whatever I get, I get. It's not like I, you know, be like, I'm going to work in this medium, you know, and I'll get that. Like, I don't have any like say in it. It's just whatever comes. It might be I see something, I hear something, I taste something, I, you know, smell something, you know, that's just how it works with me. So I think you'd really be very good at it. And tarot cards can be done by anyone. Anyone. Whatever age you are, it doesn't matter. As long as you're able to kind of listen to yourself and trust yourself. You have to be able to trust what you're hearing, because if, you know, you get a feeling or something comes up and you're like, no, that can't be right, this isn't going to work. So you really could do really well. And I mean, I know a lot of tarot readers, and I know a lot of us, you know, kind of dabble in both of these things. Some kind of energy healing. A lot of them are healers, some hands-on, some distant, some, you know, everyone's different. So they all kind of, most of them seem to have that kind of a connection somehow. This would be really something, and this is, again, this is something that you can start. You can be your own boss. You can do your own thing. Get a YouTube channel, you know, start doing it. The thing about, you know, if it's your purpose and it's something you're supposed to be doing, you'll be successful from it. It'll work for you because it's what you should be doing. It's what you're kind of set out to do. Ooh, you got time to decide. So I think for a lot of you, you might feel like you have to make a decision like now. And while it might be better not to wait too long to, you know, kind of make a decision or think about what you want to do, I don't want you to rush. I don't want you to think about anything other than what would you like to do the most if, like, there was no reason for it. You know, like, for me, like, if I wasn't doing a YouTube thing on reading tarot cards, I would still be reading tarot cards every day. Every day of my life, I would still be doing this. You know, so it doesn't really, this is what I like to do. So you need to have something that you'll be happy doing. If oracle cards, if divination, you know, there's other forms of divination. Maybe it's not specifically oracle cards. Maybe it's scrying. Maybe it's automatic writing. Maybe it's channeling. You know, there are so many different mediums just in divination. that you can, you know, dabble in. Do all of them. You know, I like to try anything I find. I like to try it because you never know what you're going to take to. Some things might work better than others. Okay, so, you know, really try to be in your heart space whenever you're making these decisions. Go with what feels good for you. You'll make the right choice. Okay, so right off the bat, just know whatever the choices that you make, it's the right one. So you don't need to really worry too much. You'll figure it out. Just be honest. Okay, the two cards that we got, as they're kind of like a little bit more descriptions on not the jobs themselves, but more as to like why I think it would work well for you. So we got two of Earth, which is Two of Pentacles, and that is all about balance. It's about priorities. It's about being able to prioritize and to balance. And those are also signs of a leader. I really do think that you probably are somebody who needs to have their own thing going on. Do a YouTube thing. Open a small business. Start from your house if you have to. You know, any kind of a start, no matter where you start, is a start. You know, I didn't have, when I first started doing these, I was just using my old cell phone. You know, then I got a better cell phone. And then I got a camera. And then I got an actual microphone. That's why you guys can actually hear me now. Not like my original ones where you couldn't hear a thing I was saying. So you just work up, and the more you work at it, the more you can expand, and the better you get. You know, always be kind of investing in your future as much as you can. And I think you really are able to make these kind of decisions on your own anyway. I don't want to say that you're like real logical, because I do think that you spend quite a bit of time in an emotional, not daydreamy per se, but kind of head in the clouds maybe a little bit. Like you can get stuck fantasizing about certain things. And that's great. It's great to, you know, envision and feel and kind of put that out there to help it along, but you don't want to live there. So just, you know, remember to stay as grounded as possible. Remember to keep as much balance as possible. You know, if you're being real logical, then don't forget to, you know, be creative. If you're doing nothing but daydreaming and being creative, then maybe you should buckle down and get some actual work done. You know, like you just have to know that balance. And I think that you honestly really do. When you're aware and keeping track, you really do have this balance just innately in you. You know what you need to be doing. Whether you listen to it or not is another thing. But I do think that you do know about this. Really great quality when it comes to leadership and working with energy. I'll tell you, you have to really be careful how you put your energy out, who you're swapping energy with, who you're working with energy with. You know, it can be draining if you don't know how to kind of shield yourself and just surround yourself so you're not getting drained. You know, it can be exhausting. So you really need to make sure that you are keeping like an all-around balance in your life so you aren't being drained when you're doing this. You know, after I get done doing this, I'm like pumped up, I'm excited, I'm ready to do stuff, I'm ready to, you know what I mean? I'm excited, I'm good. But if you get to a point and you're just like, I'm tired, and you know, you need to learn to realize when you're getting to that point, so that when you get to that point, it's not like you're just out. You know, you have to keep some sort of a balance within yourself, within your energies, especially if you're going to be working in any of these fields. You know, people who work in these fields will be the first to tell you that it can be extremely, extremely draining, you know, until you kind of get, and even then, like it's still, you know, I've been reading tarot cards for almost 20 years. So I can tell you, it can be draining depending on the situation, the person. just if you're not even in the right frame of mind. You know, this is not something that you should do when you are desperate. You know, you have to be very clear-headed. You have to be able to, you know, kind of separate energies. So I think you'd be really good at that. All right, you also got ego. So I don't think that this is so much of an issue now, but I do think that maybe it is something that you've had to overcome. I think that ego, and you might still be having to overcome. I mean, it's your ego might try to, you know, oh, you can't do that. You'll fail. You'll open a thing and nobody will come to you. Nobody's going to want to listen to you talk about cards. Nobody's going to. These are all your ego. These are fears. They're negative-based thoughts. They're low vibrational thoughts, and they really have no use in your life. Anytime you hear or think something that doesn't make you feel good, okay, that's not you. We need to remember to separate. I mean, it's good to have an ego. I don't like when I hear that people are like, get rid of your ego. Like, no, I think there are times that it can be useful, you know, and a little bit of an ego, I think, where, you know, you're kind of proud of yourself is a good thing. You need to make sure that you're not, like, you don't get carried away with a little bit of success. If you are in this, I think you have a really great potential of being very successful, which is wonderful, right? But when you do get the recognition or the, you know, what you deserve from working so hard towards it, how you react is very important. Are you staying grateful? Are you recognizing that, you know, these are gifts given to you, that these, you know, you can lose them. Honestly, things can be taken away as much as they can be, you know, it's, I really do feel that it's something you have to stay very thankful for, and you have to realize that this isn't you, like, you know, prophesizing and like you're kind of a channel. You're kind of like, everything that I'm doing, it's not even me, to be honest. Like, I can't really take credit for any of this. Like, most of the stuff that's coming out of my mouth, like, I'll stop after I'm done rolling and be like, I don't remember half the stuff I said. Like, it's, you know, the ideas that I get, like, tasting something or smell, like those are not, that's what's being put into me, so I know what to say, you know, and that's what you need to remember. You need to remember to be a little bit humble, okay, to not get so sucked into your ego when you do start, you know, making a little gains, and you will. You know, if you're in your purpose, you'll make the gains that you need to. But we need to remember to be thankful, and we need to remember that, you know, at the end of the day, you know, we're all one. We're all, you know, in this together. No one's better than anyone else, and we need to be grateful. All right. Some more descriptive cards for you. You got Queen of Cups and Temperance. Now for some of the other readings, these were kind of like things towards, you know, what would help, you know. I think, yes, these are things that will help you to kind of stay in them and learn them a little bit more. But I do think also that these are things that you already have in you, that you have been kind of cultivating. So Queen of Cups is beautiful. She's emotionally strong. She's, you know, she's the type that she wears her heart on her sleeve. She's very dreamy and emotional, and she just kind of likes to go with the flow. She's kind, you know, she's honest about how she's feeling. She wouldn't be like, you know, one of those girls that are like, what's wrong? Nothing. What's nothing? I'm fine. I'm fine. She's not one of those girls. You know, she'll tell you what's wrong. It could come out sometimes, depending on where the moon is a big jumbled mess. But she will tell you there's something wrong. And not only that, you'll be able to know usually. You'll be able to know that there's something wrong because something's off. Because usually they're very balanced in their emotions. So when they're not, people who know you will be able to pick up on this. How your energy has slightly changed. If they know you really well. And you can do this to other people as well. You're a very good emotional judge of character. Like you can very quickly judge someone, not like judge like you're judging them, but like determine emotionally how mature someone is. You're able to really kind of hone into that. You know, I think you really honor your emotions too, which is something that's so great. You're very in touch with your feminine side. You know, you see it as, you know, an asset, and it really is. You know, both sides of us, both masculine and feminine sides are equally as important. It's so important to have them both balanced within us. Whether you're a guy or a girl, you need both of them balanced in you. And to have a very healthy feminine side is beautiful, you know. She's very idealistic. She's able to manifest so well because of the deepness that she feels for things. In manifesting, you know, it's real important that you really feel, not only see, but you actually have to feel like you're living in certain things to actually get emotion, to draw emotions from it. And if you're able to do that, then you can kind of create your reality. And that's why she's so good at it. Because she's very emotionally connected. So she's able to dive into just about any situation and really pinpoint and act on the feelings she would be feeling, which, you know, will help with the manifestation. Very psychic, very, wow. Very intuitive. So you would be very good in this field. Very, very psychic. You may be affected by the moon. You may be tides and all that. That might have some kind of emotional pull on you. It doesn't mean that it's bad per se. It could just make you feel a certain way. You know what I mean? All right, and then finally we have temperance. Temperance. Temperance is patience. Temperance plagues me usually because, you know, I want it now. And then I'll get the temperance card and it's like, chill out. Temperance is someone who's very patient. I think when it comes right down to it, if it's a question of quantity or quality, you will always pick quality. You don't mind waiting a little bit longer for something you know you really want than to just settle for something right now. That is a wonderful quality to have, and congratulations on that. I think you also are somebody who really kind of understands how things work. You know that, you know, unless you put in, you don't get out. Unless you try, you know, you get nothing back. You really kind of know how to enter that universal, like, law of exchange. It's kind of like, you know, correspondence law, you know, those kind of things you're able to really comprehend in a way that you can put it to work in your life for you. You know, it's easy to, you know, Google it and read them and stuff, but to actually be able to apply it is something that a lot of people fall short of. So I think that you really can do this, which is phenomenal. I think that's absolutely amazing that you have achieved this. Huh. And you still have, like, you can, this is what you can do all this stuff, but you're still not anywhere close to being where you know you're going to be. Like, I think for you, it's really the journey. It's about what you learn. It's about, you know, keeping yourself in that energy while you're on your way here. You know, while you're on your way to get here, you know, it's a long path, you know, but you're keeping yourself right while you do it. You know, you're obeying the laws, you're keeping balance, you're staying patient, you're knowing what you deserve. And I think that really shows in your life. Very, very fluid. Again, like, the last reading was also some water sign. I kept, you know, but you also might be a water sign. If not, you could just be very in touch with that Queen of Cups energy, which is beautiful energy. You're very connected to higher realms above you. I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't work real well with angels. I love working with angels. I'll work with anybody. I'm not like too discriminate, like aliens, angels, whatever. Like, I don't discriminate. I'm up for like any kind of collaboration, honestly. But like, I think you might do well in that section of divination. If you were to go into oracle cards, they really make a lot of beautiful angel oracle cards. So there's something to think about. All right, your last card is going to be what you need to do for healing to kind of get this thing going. And it is such a beautiful card. I absolutely love this card. And it's probably the most fun, you know, other than the music card. Probably the most fun. It's signs. Look for signs. Look for things that, you know, kind of fall out of nowhere, fall into your lap. Things that make you go, you know, that might mean something to me. You know, so maybe I should take note of that. You know, if you're getting lyrics, if you're hearing songs, if you're, you know, getting just a tiny bit of a feeling to go do something, to check out a class, to watch a movie, to anything that you really are drawn to do, do it. Don't really question why. You don't need to have, you know, that figured out, because the information you need is at the place they're telling you to go. So don't worry about what the message is. You'll know what the message is when you need to know it. Just be open to seeing them. Also, you know, keep track of the synchronicities that you see. Use them as a judge. You know, how many double numbers have you seen today? How many, you know, things that you've seen? You can use that almost like, I don't know, whoever goes hiking, but they have like little tacks you use in trees just so you can not get lost. If you go like way out in the woods, you want to be able to find your way back. So you like use these little tacks, right? And you put these little tacks all around on different trees. That's basically what you're going to be doing. You're going to be looking for tacks in the wilderness. You're going to be out there looking for these little tacks, these little signs put up by the universe to kind of lead you back home to where it is. Oh, my heart is going again. Jeez. Huh. I don't know if it's one person watching this, like the whole video. I don't know. Jeez. But you're going to be looking for these little signs, these little markers, and they're really going to lead you right back to where you need to be. And you don't need to worry about missing the signs. They will become so like apparent. There will just be no denying them. It'll honestly get to a point where it's the only thing going on in your brain, and that's that. Like, that's honestly how I have a YouTube channel right now. No lie, the only way is because it got to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm tired of listening to this shit. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And the rest is history. So, you know, if you also end up there, follow it. You know, if you have this constant, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do this, or, you know, it would be good to do, act on it, okay? If it's something that really would make you happy, if it's something that, like me, you would be doing this shit anyway, you know, help people. Why not make something good from it? All right. Well, that is a really great reading. I'm so happy that you picked this one. It's a really cool thing to do. So, and if you need collaboration, like I said, let me know. If you get your YouTube channel up and going, I would love to do something with you. Wow. Okay, I hope this was able to help somebody. For those of you who kind of stuck around for the whole thing, thank you. Thank you guys so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. It means so much to me. I love meeting you, and I'm so excited every time I get to see all these comments. Like, it's fun. I really love it. So let me know if this resonates with you. Let me know just what you picked. You know, I'd love to know what everyone's kind of destined to do, you know? So let me know where you're at. If you're not friends with me on Instagram, please, you know, be friends with me on Instagram. Divine Destiny 1111 is where you can find me. If you need more personalized guidance, I have readings ranging from $5 to $40, so definitely something everyone can afford. It's on my Etsy and as my webpage as well. Both those links are in my banner on my YouTube homepage. I think that's just about it. Oh, I didn't get to mention, I don't know if I mentioned my beautiful sister. If you don't know who that is, go to my featured channel on my homepage, and she's right there. She's DarlingDTarot, and she's absolutely amazing. She's so much fun. She does pick-up cards a lot more often than me, but I love watching her. She's just hysterical. Okay, so have a good day, and I will see you next time. I'll be back tomorrow with my regular setup. All right.